the hookup for our tech tip of the week.
All right. So I've been playing around with the lock screen options in the new iOS 16. For those who don't know, you can create different lock screens. You can add photos, you can add emojis, you can add different wallpaper, and it's a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more beautiful, right? One of the
Mhm.
things that I wanted to do, or one of the options that they give you as far as a lock screen, is you can shuffle photos. And in addition to shuffling photos, you can actually pick and choose who you want to be in these photos. Well, the only way you can pick and choose people is if you have already kind of scrubbed through your photo album and actually added faces to photos so you can then select those people. And I call myself a pretty detailed person, but I was still kind of missing some people that I wanted to show up in the lock screen because you can schedule it to where it'll change a picture every hour, every 30 minutes, when you tap it, every day. You have all those different options. But if you don't have the people tagged to photos in
In
your
the
photo
photos.
album, it's going to be that much harder to then find them. So that's my tip for the week. You should take some time to kind of scrub through your photos. And like, if you want to identify, just people in your family, people that you hang out with the most, in addition to being able to then go through and shuffle through those, select those people to shuffle through the lock screen, it's just easier to find people in photos, because there have been multiple times to where if I was looking for a specific photo from a specific year, whatever the case may be, I'm scrolling through thousands of photos to find that one picture when I could have easily just did a search and said, search for pictures of this person. iOS is doing a lot better at that, but it still takes some time on your part to either like I mentioned for the lock screen, to add faces to photos, or you can actually, like I mentioned in a tip before, if you drag up on a photo, you can add more information, hashtags, you can add a title for the picture, so you don't have to then worry about trying to rename the actual JPEG in order to find it. You can actually in the options for that photo, you can put in like back to school, or kids back to school, or, date night with my wife or whatever. You can add those features. But in addition to that, you can tag those people similar to how you would tag a person on Instagram or in Facebook. You can do the same thing in the photos. So then when you want to go and do something like, for instance, create a lock screen to shuffle pictures of your grandmother, if you've tagged your grandmother in your Apple Photos, it'll be that much easier to find that person. So that's my tip for the week. Definitely take some time, tag those faces in your photos album, so then you can make them easier to search and you can add them to your lock screen a little bit easier.
Cool. Take that under advisement, people.